Hello everyone. Good morning all of you. Welcome to you all in today's 6th online lecture of chapter number 3. And the name of chapter number 3 is A Trip to Bhopal. Now today we are going to study the story sums regarding the time and the story sum regarding the sums. Let us see something about the time. The 12-hour system divides the 24 hours of a day into two periods lasting 12 hours each. As you know already, in a one day, how many hours are there? 24 hours are there. So this 24 hours divide into two equal parts, and that is of 12 hours. So the first period 12 hours is designated as AM, and it starts from midnight to noon. So midnight 12 o'clock to in the noon 12 o'clock. The second period marked as a PM, and it covers the 12 hours from noon to midnight. We can say that AM means ant meridium, and this we can use before noon, before 12 o'clock in the noon, and PM is known as post meridian, and this PM we can use after noon. So we can use PM after 12 o'clock, and before 12 o'clock in the noon we can use AM. Let us see midnight 12 o'clock to midday in the noon 12 pm. We can use AM. As you see in this image, 12 a.m., 2 a.m., 4 a.m., 6 a.m., 8 a.m., 10 a.m., and at the 12 o'clock in the noon we can use PM. So before noon there are the 12 hours, and you can see after 12 pm there is a 2 pm, 4 pm, 6 pm, 8 pm, 10 pm and 12 am in the midnight. So 12 hours plus 12 hours, it is considered as 24 hours. So you can say that midnight to noon we can use AM, and after midday to midnight we can use PM. So in the morning to noon, midnight to noon we use AM, and midday to midnight we use PM. Let us see one activity regarding the time. Here I am giving activity to you and the time duration. Time duration means what? Here I am giving the time, how much time they are taking to do that thing. And after that you have to write down the time. So the first one, wake up. Wake up by 6 in the morning. So we can write down in the morning AM. After wake up, they take breakfast, and after 3 hours they are taking breakfast. So what is the time for the breakfast? So here we can do the addition of 6 o'clock they wake up, and after 3 hours they are taking their breakfast. So what's the time for the breakfast? 9. By 9 o'clock in the morning they are taking their breakfast, and in the morning we can use AM. After that, left for the office, and for the office they were given the time. By 9:30 in the morning AM they left for the office. So in this you have to find out the duration. So just see here how much gap for 9:30 to 9 o'clock. It's a half an hour, it's a 30 minutes, and 30 minutes, as you know already, it is known as half hour. So we can say after half hour. Now next, had a lunch. When they reached at the office by 9:30, they are taking their lunch, and after how much time they are taking lunch? After 3.5 hours. So what's the time for the lunch? You see here, after 3 hours and 3.5 hours. So what we have to do? We have to just do addition of 9:30 and 3.5 hours. So half hour plus half hour, it becomes a 1 hour. So 9 o'clock plus 3 o'clock, 12 o'clock and 60 minutes. It is considered as a 1 hour. So by 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock in the noon. So we are write down PM because after 12 o'clock we have to use post meridian. PM we have to use. Then after come back home by 7 o'clock. So what is the duration between the lunch time and come back home? It's a 6 hours. You can see by 1 o'clock in the noon they are taking their lunch and after that they come back home by 7 o'clock. So how much? What is the difference between that two? After 6 hours. This 6 hours, that is the time duration. Next, had dinner. After coming home, they take the dinner and dinner when? After 1.5 hours. So what we have to do? We have to find out the time for the dinner. So what we have to do? We have to just do the addition of the time and the duration. 1.5 hours plus 7. So by 8:30 p.m. in the evening, in the night, they are taking their dinner. After that, watching TV and watching TV till 9:30. So what is the duration for watching the TV? By 1 hour. So after 1 hour taking the dinner, they watch till 9:30 TV. Next, go to sleep and go to sleep after half an hour of watching TV. So 9:30 plus 30 minutes by 10 o'clock, 10 o'clock in the night, 10 o'clock p.m. 10 p.m. they go to sleep. See some sums regarding the time. The students of a school went to an amusement park and took the different rides there. The price of each ride and its trip time is shown below the table and answer the following question on the basis of it. See here, 4 rides are there: train ride, dark ride, swing ride and water ride. After that they were given the ticket price. Ticket price for rupees 40, 30, 25 and 50 with respective different rides, and after that they were given the trip time for train ride, dark ride, swing ride and water ride. Your first question is that which ride makes 4 rounds in 1 hour? So here you have to see in the time column only how many 4s are 60. Why here it is 60? Because as we know already, in a 1 hour, how many minutes are there? 60 minutes are there. So how many 4s are 60? You have to put the different minutes. 24s are 60? No. 15 4s are 60? Yes. So which ride makes the 4 round in a 1 hour? So we can say that dark ride makes 4 hour 4 round in a 1 hour. Let us see one another question. Isha went for the 2 rides and she paid rupees 55 in a total. Here you can see Isha went for the 2 rides and she paid rupees 55 in a total and spent 45 minutes in all. Then which 2 rides did she take? See here. Here you have to see which two numbers plus is 55. So here you just do the addition of 40 and 30 first. So 40 plus 30 is equal to rupees 70. We can't take this one. Then after take 25 and 50. The sum of 25 and 50 is 75. It is not equals to also 55. Now the remaining is 30 rupees plus 25 rupees. 30 plus 25 is equal to 55 rupees. So for which 2 rides Isha went? for the dark ride and for the swing ride. Now just do the addition of their time because here they were given they spent 45 minutes in all. So just do the addition of dark ride duration and swing ride duration. So it's a 15 minute plus 30 minute is equal to 45 minutes. So see the both the condition for the rupees and the condition for the minute, this both are fulfilled. So which two ride she will take? So we can say she will take swing ride and dark ride. Now see the another one question regarding this table. Here Ajay and Meet went for the train ride and swing ride. In this they were given both the ride. Which two ride? Train ride and swing ride. Who is going? Here Ajay and Meet. How much total money did they pay? So see here, there are three persons are there and they are going for the two rides. So first we calculate the cost of train ride. If we want to find out the cost of train ride, then what we have to do? We have to just do the multiplication of the cost of train ride multiply by number of person, because the price they were given, the ticket price they were given, that price is for one person only. And how many persons are going? Three persons are going. So what we have to do? We have to do the multiplication of ticket price, that is a rupees 40 multiplied by 3. 40 multiplied by 3 is equal to 120. So we can say that the cost for the train ride is rupees 120. Now they are going also for the swing ride. So first of all find out the cost of swing ride. The cost of swing ride is rupees 25. Cost multiplied by number of person. So 25 multiplied by 3 is equal to 75 rupees. This rupees 125, that is the cost for train ride, and the cost for swing ride is 75. So the total cost is equal to, we can say, the cost of train ride plus cost of swing ride. 120 plus 75 is equal to 195 rupees. So how much total money did they pay? Therefore, they paid rupees 195 for all things. Let us see another sums. Answer the following question in yes or no on the basis of the statement given below. First, Darshan Bhai has rupees 920. He buys 1 kilogram penda for rupees 380 and 10 kilogram rice for rupees 600. Does he have sufficient money? Now listen, in this what you have to do? You have to give the answer only and only yes or no. But how you can say Darshan Bhai has enough money or not? So see here, you know that Darshan Bhai has rupees 920. With the help of these 920 rupees, he buys 1 kg penda for rupees 380 and 10 kg rice for rupees 600. So first we find out the total cost he spent. So cost of penda, that is the 380 rupees, whereas the cost of rice is 600. The addition of this both is 980 rupees. When he buys this both thing, he has to pay to the shopkeeper 980 rupees. But as you know already, Darshan Bhai has only 920 rupees. So he has sufficient money? No. Darshan has not enough money to buy all things. Without doing the addition, you can't say he has enough money or not. So what you have to do first? You have to do the addition, the money he spent, and after that you have to compare that money with the money that he or she has. Now see, in the another, Harsh buys 2 kg mangoes 4 rupees 60 per kg. Now see here, Harsh buy 2 kg mangoes, but this 60 rupees for 1 kg only. If he buys 2 kg mango, then he has to be pay 60 rupees plus 60 rupees, 120 rupees. After that, 2 dozen bananas for rupees 45, and this rupees 45 is for per dozen, means 1 dozen price they were given. So what is the price for the 2 dozen? So it is multiplied by 2, because he buys 2 dozen. So 45 2s are 90 rupees, and 2 kg apples for rupees 120. This 120 rupees, that is for per kg. They were given the price for 1 kilogram. He has a 500 rupees note. Does he have sufficient money? Let us see. First of all, we have to find out the total cost spent by Harsh. See the total cost. How we can get the total cost? If we are doing the addition of cost of mangoes plus cost of bananas plus cost of apples, then we are getting the total cost. Now, the all cost given in the question, that is of per kg, per dozen. So first of all, we have to find out the total cost of mango. 60 rupees multiplied by how many kg? Mango purchase 2 kg. So 60 multiplied by 2, plus cost of banana. 1 dozen is equal to 45 rupees. So how many dozen? 2 dozen are there. So we have to do the multiplication of 45 and 2. After that, we have to find out the cost of apple. The cost of apple, they were given 120. That is for 1 kg. And how many kg? He purchased 2 kg. So 120 multiplied by 2. Now 60 multiplied by 2, 120 rupees. 45 multiplied by 2, 90 rupees. And 120 multiplied by 2, 240 rupees. Now the addition of these three cost, 120 plus 90, 210, 210 plus 240, that is the 450 rupees. He has to pay rupees 450 to the shopkeeper. And how much money he has? He has 500 rupees note. So Darshan Harsh has enough money to buy these all things. Why? Because the total cost is less than he has a rupees. Let us see one another. Which of the following added up to 534? Now in this I am giving 4 option to you, and from this 4 option which one is right you have to tell. So see here, what you have to do, you have to just do the addition, individual addition of this amount, and see whose sum is 534. See, first A, 500 plus 300, 800. 800 plus 34, that is the 834, which is not equals to 534. Then after 300 plus 200, 500. 500 plus 30, that is the 530, which is also not equals to 534. Then 400 plus 100, 500. 500 plus 34, that is the 534, which is equals to 534. So our answer is C. Whenever you are getting your answer, you are not supposed to go forward. Just stop there. Let us see one another. Which smallest 4-digit number is formed using the digits? So from this, you have to tell which one is the smallest number. 3, 4, 6, 9, that is a 3469, 4369, 9643, or 6349. So we can say that 3469 is the smallest 4-digit number using the digit 9463. Let us see one another. If a school van carry 13 children, then how many vans are needed to carry 169 children? 12 school van, 11 school van, 13 or 10? See, here your answer is 13. School vans. Answer is C. But how it comes? Let us see the method. Here we have to find out number of vans. They were given 2 times children. So what we have to write down first? We have to write down first children and then we have to write down number of vans. So 13 children is equal to 1 van. So total number of children is 169. So for 169 is equal to question mark. The things which written in the cross do the multiplication and the things which is remaining that you have to write down in the division. So here what we have to do? Here we have to do the multiplication of 169 multiplied by 1 divided by 13. So 169 divided by 13 is equal to 13 school vans. Let us see one another. A shopkeeper sells 3 packets of noodles for rupees 60. Usha buys 7 such packets. How much money did she pay? 120 rupees, 170 rupees, 180 rupees or 160 rupees? Your answer is B. But how it comes? Let us see the method. Here they were given things is that a shopkeeper sell 3 packets of noodles and the price for this 3 packet of noodle is rupees 60. Now the Usha buys 7 packets. Here we have to find out the cost of 7 packet. The thing which is given that we have to write down left hand side. So we have to write down first packet and after that we have to write down their cost. So for the 3 packets cost is rupees 60. So what is the cost of 7 packets? So the number which written in the cross, do the multiplication and the number which is remaining that you have to write down in the division. So we have to do the multiply of 60 and 7 and it is divided by 3. 60 multiplied by 7 as you know 420. Now this 420 divided by 3. So what is the answer? 140 rupees. So how much money did she pay? She paid rupees 140 for 7 packets. Now let us see one another sum, and this sum is already in your workbook and some corrections are there. So please do that correction in your workbook. Shalu, Vikas and Sherry collect 343 rupees, 415 rupees and 532 rupees respectively for their class party. Sweta contribute more than the total contribution of Salu and Vikas, but that contribution is less than rupees 800. So how much Shweta contributed? Now see here. Here 3 children are there and they have to do party, class party. So they collect some of the amounts. So Shalu collect 343, Vikas collect 415 and Sherry collect 532 rupees. Now Sweta, that is the another friend of these 3 children, they also wants to contribute. But here they were given not directly money. Here they were given some statement to you. And that statement is that Sweta contributed money more than the contribution of Shalu and Vikas. So what is the contribution of Shalu and Vikas? 343 rupees and 415 rupees. So do the addition of this both, that is at 758 rupees. Now, one another condition they were given to you. The first condition is that Sweta contributed more than the contribution of Salu and Vikas. So we know that how much contribution of Salu and Vikas? The contribution of Shalu and Vikas is 758. But after that they were telling, you just see here which numbers are more than 758. But please, again here they were given second condition, that amount should be less than 800. So you have to find out that amount which is more than 758 but less than 800. So which is that amount? That amount is 792. So how much Sweta contributed? We can say that Sweta contributed 792 rupees for the class party. Thank you all of you. I hope you all understand and all like this video.